Hello. So, I want to come to you today and I want to see if I can persuade you in some way to do homesteading and gardening. Given today's climate, given everything, I think this would be something that would be beneficial to you as the individual. Imagine one day waking up, going to the grocery store, only to find that there is little next to no food on the shelves. There's no medicine, there's nothing you can do in order to feed you and your family. What would you do if the access that we had to our food in grocery stores were no more? Hi, my name is Mikesia Wells, and today I want to talk to you about, or see if I can persuade you, to consider learning how to garden and adapt to a more self-reliant lifestyle, like homesteading lifestyle. In today's unpredictable political climate, economical climate, this isn't just a lifestyle choice. It is a smart, proactive step toward security and sustainability. We should all learn how to garden and practice homesteading. The principles to protect ourselves from the political climate and the instability of our current climate in this world. If you live in the U.S., you know what I mean. So, we live in a time where job security is no longer there. Food security is scarce. We live in a time with inflation skyrocketing. When you walk into the grocery store, everything is much more expensive than it needs to be. But did you know that half of the things that are in your grocery store, you can grow yourself? You can do it yourself to make sure that you have the fruits and vegetables now that you need. Now, I know you say, wait, it takes time. Sometimes you want to go to the store and you want to get it right away. But what happens if it's not there? We should start somewhere. It's not to say that you would just go ahead and start off by, hey, I go out to the garden, I plant a seed, it's going to be there. No, it's not. But we can continue doing our normal things, but learn how to garden. And in that process, in case something does happen, then you are well aware, well equipped, and well prepared. Wouldn't have to worry about that food. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, food prices rose by over 11% in 2022, the highest increase in over 40 years. Okay, and we've seen the prices skyrocket. I know I've seen them. Paying about $400 or $500 just for groceries for one is a lot. Okay. And when you think about it, if you look at the conflict over the trades and disturbances with immigration, not job security, you never know when our system is going to collapse these days. As reported in NPR in 2023, disruption in the food production and shipping delays are increasingly tied to the global political climate events and labor shortages. So, no people to work, labor shortage, no food, period. Or we can take example from our recent news articles that are coming on in regards to farmers looking for workers, as the crisis in the political climate has driven all of the migrant workers away from their current positions. You don't need acres of land or a barn or anything. Homesteading can be scaled to wherever you live. As myself, as you can see, I tend to garden and plant my fruits and my vegetables, wanting to make sure that at some point I will be able to live self-sufficiency where it doesn't kill me at the grocery store. Homesteading can be scaled to your lifestyle of a balcony, garden, backyard chickens, rainwater harvesting, or preserving food that we currently buy in our grocery stores through canning. This is a great technique for all and everyone moving forward in the future. It is something that I find that now it's an interesting fact to can some jam. It is also cheap over time. A single tomato plant with 10 can offer about 10 to 15 pounds of tomatoes per season. Think about how much you spend on your produce at the grocery store. How much does it cost you to buy one tomato? About 69 cents. Did you know to buy one seed, or to take the one produce that you buy in the store, cut it open, and let the seeds clean the seeds? It's pretty much that 69 cents or $1.15 at the store for about 10 to 15 pounds of tomatoes. Do you know what you can do with that? Not only will you have fresh tomatoes, you will have room to make tomato sauce, something that we generally use in spaghetti, right? Think about it. It could be fun, okay? So, thinking about how much you spend on produce and how much fresh it is, and it can be if you were to grow that yourself from your yard. And a garden prompts better health. It's physical activity, it's time with nature, and it access to nutrients and rich foods, all backing by the studies from the CDC and Harvard's Health. So not only are you doing something active for yourself by staying active, you're gardening, you're learning how to do something, and you're eating healthier foods than the produce that has to be transported. And so they have to use a lot more preservatives to be brought in. Excuse me. With that being said, also, the deep emotional significance that you would get from relief I have, which is called HS. So that means gardening helps me as a stress reliever. So health-wise, beneficially, that is another plus for me because it helps me to de-stress, dissolve. And when you're in a better, all in all, emotional state, you can definitely garden and enjoy life a little bit better and not allow the stresses of the world to get you down. In a time where we may feel powerless, disconnected, overwhelmed, and by the policies and the procedures and the rundown of the ups and downs of our life, it is always interesting to understand that we can come back to having a more productive area when it comes to gardening. We can bring ourselves back down to earth, given everything financially. You want to feel like at some point you're winning in this. So why not garden? Why not teach yourself something new during this political climate? Because at the end of the day, if we don't have food, then we will end up going crazy or starving to death, whatever you may look at it. But it's also something that's good economically for your pocket, your financial stability. When you look at it, you would have a lot more money put into other places that may help you in this time, like rent or paying bills. Having just a little extra by doing something that may take an hour to 30 minutes a day, depending on how big of a garden you want. Just by watering plants, looking up and seeing the economical times and struggles that are occurring in today's society. Can 1 minute we're on top, able to go to the grocery store, and the next it's gone. So how about be proactive? How about protect yourself? Let's garden. Let's learn how to do things the way our ancestors used to. Thank you.